Hi everybody, welcome back. This is going to be a pretty short little video just talking about recording and recording videos effectively related to the camera. It seems like it's pretty simple. I feel like students a lot of the time know kind of what we should and shouldn't be doing just because most students spend at least some time engaging with recorded media content, social media, YouTube, whatever it might be. And so we kind of have this kind of wealth of knowledge about what we want it to look like and not want it to look like in order for us to watch it. But then sometimes when we're recording for ourselves, we tend to disregard that wealth of innate knowledge that we have from our consumption of media. So I just want to go over a couple of things here related to what we're looking for in terms of recording for this class. So first and foremost, lighting is super important so that we can see you. We have to be able to at least see your face, right? Bare minimum, we need to be able to see your face, your eyes, your eye contact, your facial expressions. These things are so important for communication. So you have to be thinking about, with your camera, how visible are your facial expressions. And that might mean you need to make some adjustments. So one of the adjustments that I make, because the room that I'm in is kind of dark in the corner that I'm in, so I have a lamp. Now, the lamp makes a difference to a certain extent. You can still see me right now, but there's a little bit of a glare on my glasses, and it's not necessarily ideal. Now, if I'm not wearing them, it's not a problem, right? You can see me, but I know that, and so I've made a conscious decision based on the fact that I am wearing glasses, and I want you to be able to see my eyes a little bit more effectively. I will turn that light on just to give a little bit more of that view. The other thing, right, so facial expressions, we also want to be able to see a little bit of your body, your gestures, and your posture. Posture is really important. And so one of the things sometimes students will do is say, take our notes. You should always have notes for your presentations, your recordings. They'll put their notes directly in front of them, and then we'll be looking at the camera and then looking down. And as you can see, this is not necessarily ideal. One of the things that sometimes happens is that students will get nervous or uncomfortable and end up reading, and we end up looking at the top of their head the whole time. This is not what we're looking for. We want to be able to see you, and so it's important that you're still going to be able to sit up, use your posture well, show that you're confident, while also being able to read and identify your notes. And so some of the things that I do and that other students have done in the past is they'll put their notes somewhere where they're easily accessible. So maybe say off to the side or just off to the side over here. That's what I will do if I'm doing a more, like, say, formal presentation. One of the things that I will do is I'll put my notes off to the side so that if I need to on my computer, I can just quickly glance at them and keep going. And glancing to the side or looking down or away or up, these are really not negative nonverbal communication elements. They're quite natural, right? If you think about when you're having a conversation with somebody, you don't stare directly into their eyes the entire time that you're talking, right? You tend to look around, you break eye contact, you try to have a little bit more of a balance in terms of how you're looking at them. So you can think about your notes and the camera in the same way. We don't want to stare intently at the camera for 5, 6, 8, 10 minutes, however long it might be, because that doesn't have that same conversational natural feel. You can see for me, I'm glancing around the room. One of the things that I struggle with and I typically will not do is I will remove the video of myself, because right now it's really big and it's like I can see myself. It's like I'm talking in a mirror, and I don't like it. It's very distracting for me. So you might be seeing my eyes dropping just a little bit. That's something really important to know, is that we can see your eyes. We can see your eyes. We can see where you're looking and what you're looking at and when and all sorts of different things. So think about that just like you would if you were having a conversation with somebody. So we need to be able to see your face. Think about your eyes, your eye contact. So looking at the camera can be a little bit uncomfortable. One of the things students will do is they'll put those little like googly eyes on each side of the camera just to make it a little bit less awkward looking at the camera lens, because you do need to look at the camera. Sometimes students will put a picture behind the webcam or notes behind the webcam so that it's not as uncomfortable. It really just depends, and I would encourage you to try out some different things, but it is super important that you're looking at the camera. We can see your face, we can see a little bit of your body, your posture, your body language. We really need to be able to see your gestures. So if we can only see your head, that doesn't really, it works, but it doesn't work as well as it could, and we want to be able to see those gestures and those body movements and see that you are moving around and that you're confident and comfortable. That's how we develop a conversational, or what we'll call an extemporaneous delivery, and it really is practiced conversational delivery. So that's the goal. The goal is not to be perfect, to be polished, to be super stiff and professional or anything like that. The goal is to create a conversational style of delivery that is conversational to you, and it's genuine and authentic to you. And that might mean that you have to think about some of these other elements in a little bit more detail. It could depend on your space. So if you look back here, I have the curtains closed because that light behind kind of washes out everything, and so I just close the curtains. It's a lot of simple things, but we want to avoid backlighting. We want to make sure we can see you, see what you're saying and how you're saying, and those kinds of things. This module goes over a number of different things, but I just wanted to address a few things in a kind of a short format and show you a couple of things that I do. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, but good luck as we get into our first speech.